This isn't what it looks like. I just put my wrist accidentally in the top of the cherry filling on top of a cherry cheese tart. Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Tunes. It's my weekly live stream in which me and some of my geekiest besties, some of my posing posse, gather around our computers and lament the lack of Saturday morning cartoons in our lives, and try to make up for it as best we can by, I don't know, pounding away on our keyboards and asking me questions about stuff that I then pretend to know maybe a little bit of something about. How's everybody doing out there? I have had an interesting week, a very busy week. I've been having a lot of busy weeks. Things are just really like rolling downhill here, and it's been good. I've been productive. I'm making some money. It's good because it's Christmas, so I have to buy myself Christmas gifts. We all do it. We all do it. I just admit to it, and you know that that's true. Fess up, all of you out there. Fess up. Tell me how many of you out there buy yourselves a Christmas gift every year? Because I've already bought myself two. Anyway, so yeah, here we are at let's see, where's my chats? I've lost my chat window. I have no idea who's here. Am I all alone? Yes. No, I'm not all alone. I mean, yes, I've got a live chat. I've got everything together. My shit is together for the first time in recent memory. I've got music going. I've got my coffee here. You've already seen the donuts, so I'm not going to taunt you with those twice. And here we are, ready to go and talk about stuff. So much stuff. Like, what was I going to talk about today? I had a list. Yeah, there we go. It's being held there by my phone. Like, well, we'll talk about that Optimus Prime thing here in a little bit. Don't ask me about Willow. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to talk about Willow. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm done. That's it. That's all that I'll say. You all can talk amongst yourselves about Willow if you like, but I hope that you'll find more positive things to talk about. Anyway, so let's go down the chats and see who's joining us today. I'm actually going to work myself up from the bottom, work my way up from the bottom. Laura Keelis is here. Hello, Laura. It's always good to hear from you. How are things going in your neck of the woods? Wow, we got laundry. I have to do laundry today. I resent. I resent having to do laundry. I legitimately do. That's one of the first things that I would do if I was rich, is I would have a laundry service. I mean, people would actually come in and actually pick up my dirty clothes off of the floor, throw them into the hamper, carry them away, and then one day my laundry would be magically returned to me completely done. In fact, maybe I'd be one of those rich assholes who doesn't wear the same outfit twice. I don't know. It all gets donated. Oh, right out of the gate, we got a super chat from the awesome Keith Lee. Thank you, Keith. That's amazing. I love this. I would love to prove to you that I'm wearing pants, but the fact is that I'm not. So, nah, just kidding. Here we go. It's too dark. You can't even see. I could be like not wearing pants and be covered with body paint, and you would have no idea. So we're just gonna assume that I'm not wearing pants and that I'm body painted down below. So I don't know. Maybe you could catch a glimpse. Do I need to turn this light up? It seems like it's almost too dark. Let me see that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, cool. Yeah. I've also got a catch light here for the first time ever. I just happened to have this out, and I was just like, yeah, okay. Let's see. Continuing. Link Kramer is here. Dude, I would love to have that Batman and Robin figure. Unfortunately, it's not in my wheelhouse. I think they look great. So for fans of the Batman and Robin movie, was that the Batman and Robin movie, or was that Batman Forever? That was Batman and Robin. Batman... I think they look great. I don't know what they're capable of. I didn't even watch the first looks. I've got to be honest. I'll get around to it at some point. But I had my own things to be watching on YouTube and such this week. So, body painted down below is going to be on a T-shirt. So is Posing Posse. I've determined that that's actually going to be the first T-shirt. So I've got to figure out a Posing Posse logo and all that. Dark Wolf Music and Collectibles here is spelling my name as usual in the feminine way. Thank you, Dark Wolf, for keeping me on my toes in regards to my own gender. I appreciate that. I am 100% confident in my masculinity, so you spell my name however you like. What do I think about Hydra Stomper and Steve? Well, did you watch the episode? Because I love it. I wasn't going to get it until I got my hands on it and hit that pose, and now I'm just like, I'm really thinking about getting it. I think it's amazing. It's much bigger than I remembered. It's huge. It's freaking huge. Yeah, how huge is it? Buy it and see. Buy it and see. Steve Nara is here in the house. God, there was something that came up on Facebook that I wanted to bring up to you, and I've completely forgotten. This is why I need to take notes throughout the week for this show. Let's see. Keith Lee, of course, is still here. We know that. Brandy Woods is calling out my Lion Cat t-shirt. Yeah. I'm so happy to be able to put this on for the first time in like 3 years because I've been too fat to wear it until today. Which is actually saying something because I feel like I put on a fair amount of weight since 2 weeks ago. There have been too many milkshakes, everybody. I'm watching a lot of milkshakes. Desmond Hassing is here. That's great. That means the conversation is really going to be awesome. Hopefully we'll get to something debatable. Tommy K! Be silent, Thomas. That's how it goes, right? Did I get that right? I don't know. I don't feel like that's right. Anyway, speaking of our illustrious friends from up north of the, what is it? I don't know. What's the parallel? What's the 44th parallel, the 88th parallel? I don't know. It's something with a 4 or an 8 in or something like that. But what's up with Paul? Has anybody heard from Paul? How's he doing? I see things about moving and everything. I'm just hoping that he gets everything wrapped up because frankly, I'm missing that guy's show. We're going to get back into it. Matt Seats does indeed have the inside track on the donut place. He's the one that reminded me that it is actually called the Donut Stop. It's been a family business since the 1950s, I think. Yeah, I want to say family-owned business since the 1950s, and as you can see, I vow to never go back to that place, and every single time. Every single time I always do. Pierre P is here from the sunny state of Florida. Hopefully it's sunny today. We all know how that can sometimes go. I've been stuck in so many sudden Florida thunderstorms, man. They're pretty dramatic. They don't reach the intensity unless they're hurricane strength or tropical storm strength. They don't usually reach the intensity of the things we get here in the Midwest. But who knows what surprises climate change has in store for us. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. What's not to like aside from the fact I don't eat donuts the way that Terry does? You mean with your mouth? God damn, why did I start with that one? I should have saved the best for last. Anyway, hello, Lord Rifa. I'm not familiar with your name. Are you here? Are you new here? Is this your first time in the chats? If so, let me know. I should figure out like some sort of a special thing for people who are showing here for the first time. Oh, figure posing channel. Hello, Anthony. You know, I was thinking a little bit about YouTube channels and about social media groups who deal with 6-scale stuff and collectibles and everything. And I've got to say, man, I've really made the shift away from the big ones, and I like following the small ones, the ones with the ones with the smaller fan bases. They don't have. There's no ego there. There's just a joy, a fascination with the hobby, with the collectibles themselves, and just fun all the time. No one's got anything to prove. So, you know, if you're looking for places to visit, check out Figure Posing Channel. He's got a great YouTube channel now. He's been working on his video production. I believe you do it all on your iPhone, right, Andy? Anthony? Sorry, man. I have only had a little bit of coffee. And, but there's also figures out, like TK421 has a great channel. He's just so enthusiastic. Everything is absolutely incredible. And I totally get that. I totally get that vibe. We've talked a lot about Harold Green at hgreen1313 over on Instagram. Great 6-scale photographer. Started out, he was just getting going when I met him like 3 years ago, and he's come a long way. You know, I called out Michael Berube about a year or so ago when I did an interview. I think it was on Toy Quest 101. Where they asked me who my favorite channels were, and I didn't call out any channels, but I did call out some posers and photographers, and Michael Berube was one of them, and he was pretty good then. He's gone to some next level stuff, so go check him out too. I don't know why I'm just rattling off names of people that I'm following all of a sudden, but it is fun. It is fun. By the way, everybody, just to let you know that the gloves are off in this week's stream, I did eliminate the slow mode in chat, so you can comment as many times as you like. Yeah, throw me for a loop there, like literally, because the things just can look like they're looping all the time. Tommy K says that Paul's doing well. I figured he would be the one to answer. A lot of work getting the new home sorted. Lots of little crap. Yeah, owners, man. Ugh, coffee's already getting cold. I better hurry. Oh my God, Lord Reefa's from Finland. That's so cool. I think you're the first person I've even spoken with from Finland that I'm aware of. If this can be considered speaking, then yeah, you're probably the first person from Finland that I've had a conversation with of any sort. So, oh yeah, he's talking about donuts, everybody. Yeah, I get that, and actually, yeah, I'm having to make up for it in other ways. Fat Batman's collecting nightmares in the house. So many great references in that name. I love it so much. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, huh. I don't even know what that is. You just said so much stuff that I don't understand, and I love you for it. Let's have another bite of this, shall we? Oh, good. My dog's done with her food. Hey, Piper, how was it? How much did you eat? All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna get some cherry this time. Holy crap. Music went quiet. Better. Wow. It's Club 6 scale in here. Really? I thought you told me that it was pronounced seats. Are you messing with me? I think Matt's messing with me, everybody. There was no unsealed and revealed this week. Yeah. It's a crazy season of respiratory ailments all over the world, and I think that it struck my team pretty hard. Everybody's fine. Everybody's going to be back. We're going to be having our I'm glad they got it out of the way this week, because now we can have the holiday show next Thursday, which I'm really looking forward to. Still got to get them my list of figures of the year. I haven't done that yet. Guy got his to them like a week ago, because we all know about Guy's enthusiasm. What's that? Ha! Oh, look at that. Oh, that's what that is. Thanks, man. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. As we know, the super chats here go directly to fund the inclusion of music in Saturday Morning Toy Tunes. Otherwise, how can we have Saturday Morning Toy Tunes without tunes? You know, that's really what this is all about. So very, very much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. I don't do iOS. Okay. Xperia 5.3. I don't even know what that is. Oh, you have an M50? That's cool. That's cool. Michael Berube, who I was talking about, he also uses an M50. And I was talking to a guy. Some guy reached out to me relatively recently and was like, hey, man, what camera are you using? Because I use an M50 and I think I've outgrown it. I'm like, dude, no, you have not. You have so not outgrown your M50. Your M50. And he wound up doing it, man. He wound up. I told him what I used, and he wound up going out and buying the whole rig. Like, cameras do not make the man, my friends. Cameras do not make the man. It's like that. What was that documentary that Jack White did, where at the very first scene, he's just like, he's got a board and he's got a hammer and he's like hammering nails into it and he's wrapping wire around it, guitar strings around it all the way up to the top, plugs like a little jack into it, and then just basically turns a board, a single guitar string, and an input to a quarter-inch input into an electric guitar. And he's like, yeah, you don't need to spend $500 on a fucking guitar. Just, do that and make music. It's all about what you do with your tools. It's a tool. You just make the most of it. I would not even have, while we're on the subject of photography, I would not even have these things, these little mirrorless cameras that I've got. And I have two. I've got a Nikon Z6 and a Nikon Z50, and I wouldn't even have them, except I wanted 4K video. The cameras that I was using, I still use a D750 Nikon for my actual figure photography. That thing's an antique, technically speaking. I mean, it's been replaced by, I think, first the 800 and then the 850. So yeah, that's yeah. It's all about what you do with it, man. There's knowledge. No camera can replace the time and the effort that it takes to develop the expertise. No camera can do that. Not yet. With AI, I think they're really working on it. Let's see. Moving back up. What am I missing here? Okay. Ooh, I'm not sure how. Yeah. I don't even know what this song is. How did this get on here? Sometimes I'm just like, Sometimes I think, Brandy Woods, did you copy the key to my house and you're like sneaking in here and putting music on here? That would be something you would do, right? Uh-huh. I wrote a lot of talk about Unsealed. Thanks, Brandy. So many figures can release. If only I had some. I don't have glow sticks, so I'm just gonna have to sling some donuts. I wonder why I'm gaining weight. Oh my god. Dude, that would be something. That would be something. You know, I have to admit that I went back and watched that. Just that segment. And it's at 50, it's at timestamp 15:15, by the way. I went back and watched that segment like 5 times this week. Just since we've all been here. Just since the last episode of Toy Toons, Saturday Morning Toy Toons. Oh, everybody's talking about their wish list. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that part. If y'all are going to tune into the show on Saturday, make sure that you've gone to Sideshow.com, logged into your account, and updated your wish list and made it public. There are some other rules involved with it, but I have to admit that usually when Jesse's reading off the rules, I'm going over my notes and making sure that all my personal ducks are in a row. So I usually wind up missing the rules to contests like that because I'm trying to get things sorted for myself. So what I recommend you do if you want to participate in the likely giveaways that will take place on Thursday, then yeah, move in there, update your wish list, be strategic about it, and make it public. And then go in and watch a previous episode, either last week's episode or the week before that, and see what the other rules are. Because I know there's something else you have to do, like you have to send an email or some shit like that. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but hey AJ, glad you stopped in ever so briefly. How are you doing? Actually, I have to do some holiday shopping as well, and I've determined that I'm going to do all my holiday shopping from here. Here. That looked obscene. From here. Right here. In my house. Holiday shopping. That's right. Remotely. Not leaving the house. Not that I'm afraid of leaving the house. I do have every intention of going out and hanging out with my buddy Kevin. You in the chats, Kev? Let me know. At some point in the near future, if he becomes available. That guy, man, he's hard to connect with. Busy dude. I can only imagine being that busy. Part 1 and part 2. Yes. Go back to that. Part 1, part 2. Yeah, anybody trying to sneak in my house has to contend with Dobby. Well, actually, they have to contend with me because I'm always here, and I am armed in many unorthodox ways, and Dobby would let me know. Nobody gets 50 feet from this house without Dobby letting me know. It's ridiculous how on point that dog is, and I've tried to tell him that people aren't your enemy, but he doesn't believe me. He's convinced that I'm deluded. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. That's one of the kindest compliments that anybody could give me. I swear to God. I mean, I dig the samurai look. I wasn't going for it. I don't know. There might be some new people in who don't know this story. So for those of you who have heard the story, bear with me, indulge me here. But this long hair thing started because of COVID and the lockdowns, and I was just trying to do my part and do the right thing and not go out to a salon and expose myself and then expose my wife and then expose whoever the hell else she would have exposed. Oh. You guys mind if I take this? Hang on. Hello? Hey, doctor. She's doing really good. Yeah, she's been eating pretty much the norm for her. Yeah, everything's looking good. When we go outside, everything looks the way that it should. It's not looking nasty anymore. Everything's just fine. She's taking the medicine down like she should, and yeah, we've got a routine going. We're good. Okay. Yes, sir. Will do. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye. Piper got really sick this week. Like legitimately shat blood. So I was, yeah. So I had to take her to the vet, obviously, and she actually healed herself. By the time I got her to the vet, she was fine. But there's definitely some kind of an issue in her upper GI, and we've got her on medication for it. So, yeah, she continues to ail me with things that ail her. Yeah. You know what they say, adopting a dog is a 15-year investment in future heartbreak. I've heard them say that. Somebody said that. Not sure who. Where was I? Samurai. Yeah, COVID. Started growing it. Wife hated it. We were breaking up. I was like, and kept it growing. I think the facial hair started before the actual hair did. She hated the facial hair first, and then she hated the long hair. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that this was the straw that broke the back of my marriage. Yeah. Yeah, once this happened, she was just like, no way my man's going to be looking like some Asian fucking biker. No. And out the door I went. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Desmond Hassing has it right. Yeah. Yeah, in photography, new is not always better. Finding a rig you want to work with regularly and learning its quirks is exactly so. And that's why I've stuck with the D750 for most of my photography needs, because I know exactly where everything is. Muscle memory is just basically programmed into that. So I stick with it. And, you know, there's nothing. I love a good donut burp. Nothing can replace the knowledge that you've gained and the experience that you gained by just shooting and editing. Just accumulate as much knowledge, look at other people's stuff and learn from what they do. And don't make the mistake of thinking, well, if I go buy this camera, then I'm going to be doing the exact same stuff that this guy is. No, because I guarantee you can do anything I do with whatever camera you have out there. Now, obviously, file sizes might be a thing, but who cares? Unless you're going to be putting it on the side of a freaking truck. Now, there's an idea. Saturday Poser Day. Yeah, I could get used to that. Saturday Poser Day. Yeah. Gross. Laundry day. Man, awful. I used to hate, I swear to God, that the laundry thing is just pure and utter laziness. It has nothing to do with the brown recluse spiders in my basement, which actually aren't there anymore. We've determined that the brown recluse spider problem is no longer a problem. Until it is. Oh, hey, Gina. All right, you're here. Cool. Yeah, the Sonys are great. Those are great, man. Yeah, that's a great camera. In fact, I've looked at the Sonys and the Alphas, and I've just been like, should I? Yeah, because even I'm overcome by that bug. But then I just ran it in, and I'm like, no. Now there are things like there are certain things that the Nikons, when they first came out, that the Z series weren't able to do as well as other cameras. Autofocus being a key one right there. But autofocus wasn't really much of an issue for what I do. And aside from that, they're so much better now than they were at it. There have been some firmware updates for all the cameras, and I'm perfectly content with how quickly my camera's autofocus now. Mind you, I haven't used it for things like concert photography. Is Bad Wolf in the house? I don't think I've seen him. I haven't used those for like concert photography or sports photography yet, but I do have my sights on a 70-200 that's going to like bring me back into the sports photography game a little bit. So we'll see where that goes. Christopher Colvin is here. Hey, Chris. Lo 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 la. Lo 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 la. Yeah. You know. If you know, you know. Brandy knows. Did I? Is that what I meant? Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Did you really, Kumar? That's fascinating for me. Yes, definitely beautiful ISO performance in that camera, and I'm sure that the 850 is even better. They had a great deal on the 850 recently, and I nearly jumped on it. I nearly jump on a lot of deals. Just like I'm gonna jump on this donut. Oh my god. It's so big. I'm gonna need a napkin. Maybe I should just leave the food in my beard. Is it more appetizing that way? I can never tell. Yeah. But I love the D750. I think my two most recent images that I've done... Do I have any of them here? Let's find out. I think the two most recent images that I've done, and I don't have either one of them available in OBS, but I have done with the Z6, which is the camera that I use for my live stream. And I'm not really happy with them. I'm not. It's almost like it's too crisp. It's almost like it's so sharp now that you can tell that it's toys now, and it's not. It doesn't. It breaks that illusion. That illusion is shattered that I've been able to create in the past with my photography of like just, you know, people would frequently say this looks like a screen capture from the film. Like, great, that's what I'm going for, but I don't get that vibe off of it anymore. Maybe. Again, I don't think I'm gonna move beyond Nikon. I mean, I've been a Nikon user since the 80s. Totally dating myself. Which sounds like that sounds like when I say it like that, it sounds like I'm taking myself out on dates, which I do. I straight up do that. I'm going to take myself out on a date today. I'm going to go see a movie, and I'm going to get myself a cheeseburger from Max Local Eats. Yeah, dude, I'm pretty jazzed about that. Yeah, and the fact that it's, what's his name? The guy whose name I can never remember, who did all the Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor and Black, Midnight Mass and Midnight Club? The one that was just canceled? Mike Flanagan. Thank you, Steve. I love the fact that I've just gone to ultra low latency and I just get that instant gratification of you guys hitting me back. Yeah, I'm really, really jazzed that Mike Flanagan is taking on Dark Tower. It's in good hands with Mike Flanagan. I don't want to say I worship the guy, but I have absolute faith in him to deliver a good product. And I'm really, really glad that he's taking on Netflix right now and saying, nope, no, bye-bye. Yeah. That I hadn't thought about that. But if I had thought about that, I would have come to that realization. You were so right. That is a very, very good idea. I never think about filters. I just don't. When I buy a new lens, I get myself a nice UV filter for it. It's usually, I think I used to go B plus W, but now I think I'm satisfied with like the new Tiffins are pretty good. But God, what do I use? If only there was a lens like right in front of me. I'm not gonna mess with that. But it's not cheap. It's not one of the cheap filters. Anyway, let's have some of this old-fashioned donut. Try to avoid getting some. Who else likes these? Old-fashioned buttermilk donuts. Anybody else out there in my age bracket that is absolutely terrified of the idea of going to a club because you don't want to be that creepy old person at the club? Don't give me ideas. Don't give me ideas. I can't remember if I've said it, but I've been on the wagon for mostly on the wagon for 2 months now. I was out in California last week, obviously, and I had a drink with Guy and the dudes while we had pizza. But you know, for the most part, I'm done with drinking for now. We'll see. Yeah, maybe. Might be the glass too. I don't know. That Z series glass is another level compared to what they did with the DSLR stuff. Yeah, I'm still trying. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just since I moved into this house, I've lost something. I know I've lost 18 inches in vertical with my ceilings. So I no longer have the luxury of getting those lights really, really high up. Maybe I just need to take a long, hard look at my light setup, which I think is, for 6-scale size, I think my lights are just a little too much. I mean, the lights I have right now, you could use to shoot full-scale people, and you really don't need a 3 foot wide, 3 foot diameter softbox to shoot a 6-inch figure. It is legitimately overkill. You might as well have an overhead light on it. I do indeed like to bake with boozy flavors, or I like to eat the things that other people bake with boozy flavors. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, dude. Yeah, my friend Kevin and I, who's Kevin, you'll notice Kevin in the chats occasionally, but Kevin and I went out to, we were hanging out at Mission Taco joint a few weeks ago, and then after we left there, we went to have a bite. No, we ate at Mission Taco joint. Went somewhere else, and then we decided we were going to go check out McGurk's. Great Irish pub, very traditional Irish pub. I've been to Ireland, so I know a thing or two about what old Irish pubs look like. But this definitely has the atmosphere. And they're on the tour. There's like a circuit of Irish musicians that tour the States and hit up different pubs for like, you know, extended stays and whatnot. And they're on that tour. But they have a patio, and we decided to go out on the patio and just chill. Well, like, legitimately, I think the average age of the person on that patio was like 19 or 20. Yeah, they're not supposed to be in there if they're under 21. But maybe I'm just getting really, really bad about judging age, but everybody just looked like a bunch of kids. And we just like, we grabbed a table way off in the periphery and just sat down and talked and just didn't pay attention to what was going on around us. But when I did, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I was really self-conscious. Yeah, Brandy Woods gets it. I'm not terrified of going to a club full of people that are actually, you know, interesting, but college kids aren't interesting to me. Yeah, dude. I get that too. And you're in SoCal, right? So it becomes even more of a problem. I didn't go out much when I was in SoCal either. It's a different animal when you're in a place like St. Louis where everything's just so easily accessible. There's no such thing as traffic around that time of night unless there was a terrible accident, which perish forbid. Oh, Marlon's asking if I'm getting the Batman Forever Hot Toy set. No, but I am. I'm admiring it from afar, man. They did a really, really great job. All the textures on that thing, the colors, the sculpt, the paint, everything is just chef's kiss. It's just that it's not my jam. It's not my jam. Yeah. Yeah, dude, so good. So good. Yeah. Yeah, they came along like right about the time that I was moving to California, so I didn't even get to experience them until after I got back. What am I doing here? Look at this. Look at this. I got a cherry fell off. I just love cherries. Don't drink, don't dance, don't smoke, and what do you do? No? I gave up drinking, mostly. Gave up smoking, again. I seem to dance less when there's no drinking, so I guess I kind of gave that up too. I guess I don't do anything now. I dance. I move. Just move. I move in the car. That's fun. Here, check this out. This came up on my favorites, or not favorites, but memories in Facebook the other day. Look at this. This is from 12 years ago. 12 years ago. May 2011 preview date for the first ever Thor film. How about that? It's coming up on the 12th anniversary of the first Thor movie. Yeah, man. Hold on, I'm gonna find that comment. Yeah, well, you are too. Yeah, let's see this. Okay, let's talk about this. Oh, we start seeing people as younger than they are as we get older. I've been teaching 5 years, and my college students seem way younger now than they did when I started, but they aren't really. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about perspective, right? Because not only have we grown accustomed, we look at our faces in the mirror, and for the most part, it's still the same person that we've always seen in the mirror. And it's only when we really look close that we start seeing differences. That slightly receding hairline, the additional wrinkles, the slightly chubbier cheeks. But in addition to that, our friends who we've known since that time period, they've all aged with us as well. but we're used to seeing that we've watched that progression happen gradually. So to us, you know, I look at my friend Kevin, and despite having, you know, he's slightly heavier than he was in 1992, but he's still Kevin to me. So that seems like when I met Kevin, he was 21, and so my mental residual self-image of Kevin is of this 21-year-old strapping dude. So when I see him, I still partially, at least in my subconscious, that still registers with me. I still see it on some level, that kid. So when I compare Kevin to some 21-year-old frat boy out at an Irish pub, then I'm just like, that kid's not old enough to be in here. So yeah, I think, yeah, I see that. I see that. I hear that. I totally get it. Where's Helen Fitzgerald's? I remember the name, but I can't remember the location. And I'm just really surprised that it's still a thing. Like, what? You don't have to give me a street address. Just tell me what neighborhood it's in, and that'll do. Then I'll remember. You're a goody little two shoes. Who got that reference? Yeah, I have no idea what this conversation's about. I've totally lost track of the conversation. What was I going to do today? We're going to talk about Optimus Prime's butt plug. I was messing with a DLX figure, and you've got to pop up. Yeah, you know, as you know, I've got a lot of Transformers DLX figures around the house, and I was messing with one of them, and I had to pop out the little plug in Optimus's butt to plug in the DLX stand. Whatever you call it, there's a dynamic stand, action stand. I'm not sure what. I can't remember what 3.0 calls them. But it just occurred as I popped it out. I just said to myself, okay, got to remember here's where I put the butt plug. I was like, oh no. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that live. 3.0 is probably just going to be like, you can't say that. You can't call it that. Hasbro is going to be like, fire that dude. These things are way messier than they usually are. And I needed more coffee. So. Not really. It's still half full. I just needed to warm it up a little bit. Just loving all this 80s vibe music that I've got playing today. Probably just put a coffee ring on some Hot Toys instructions that are sitting on my table right now. Oops. It's no longer mint. No longer mint. Can't sell it now. God, everybody's okay. I've lost track of some discussions here, guys, and I'm sorry. The best way to sum up going out when you're older is I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore, and what's it seems weird and crazy. Are you quoting something there? Because that's really a well put together quote. That's good. That's good. Yeah. And anybody out there who's like under 30 and reading and listening to this and like, oh, why are we talking about this? It's coming. It's coming. That's the thing that I don't get. I find myself disagreeing more and more with the likes of Bill Maher about a lot of things. But one of the things that Bill gets right is he talks about how ageism is the last socially acceptable form of discrimination out there, meaning that we're in a time frame where, I know I don't want to set anybody off by using the term woke, but actually being woke is a pretty good thing, and I don't think that that's arguable. There are some pretty crazy people out there subscribe to being woke, but there are some pretty crazy people out there in general, no matter what they subscribe to. But the point I'm getting to is, for the most part, any and all form of discrimination is, to one extent or another, in this country especially, uncool. That being said, there's like a substantial portion of the population that will frown upon any form of discrimination based on race, what have you. Yeah, anything out there except age. And it just seems like ageism is just still very much a thing. I remember the first time I realized that I was being subjected to ageism. It was like 10 years ago. and like all of a sudden things I would say things that like young people would just be like, oh my god, did he just say that? But if one of them had said it, it would have been totally fine, for instance. But I don't know, it's just really, really weird that you're expected to behave in a certain way once you get to be a certain age. I'm not sure that that's ageism, but it's something. It's weird. It makes me uncomfortable because I do like to have fun, and occasionally I like to be obnoxious and tell a dirty joke. Yeah. Drop a few F-bombs. Tom wasn't as Loki, but I still think Thor 1 is the best. What are we talking about here? Really? Do you? Yeah, you know, he tried. I just don't know that he was... I think he had a lot working against him there. I do have some good times with it. And I would watch it again. Not right now. There's other things I want to watch. But I don't know. I'm still... I think my favorite Thor movie is still Ragnarok. But I really, really, really love Love and Thunder. If only because I don't think that it's a Thor Odinson story. I think that it's legitimately a Jane Foster story. And even though it's actually the story of how, I mean, the legend that's being told is how Thor Odinson met up with Love. and they became a team, which, where the hell did that come from? That's just something that got conjured by Taika Waititi. I don't even know, but I'm fine with it. I think it's cool, despite the fact that most times stories involving kids don't really move me. I don't have kids, so I don't have that connection. So, but I really feel like Thor: Love and Thunder was really the Jane Foster story, and since I loved what Matt Fraction, Jason Aaron, why do I confuse those two all the time? Since I loved what the Marvel Comics did with Jane Foster Thor, and that's the only Jane Foster Thor story that we're going to get. I think it was expertly told. They did it in a way that didn't leave any plot holes. Everything worked out. And yeah, wrapped it up nice and tidily. Yeah, big fan. Big fan. In fact, that might be tonight's movie. What did I remind myself? I actually told myself I was going to watch a particular movie tonight. Thanks, Brandy. I got a message from Brandy. Are you getting messages from Brandy? No? Well, you should be. They're neat. Reminders. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. I was planning on watching The Last Unicorn tonight. So yeah, that's probably going to take priority over a rewatch of Love and Thunder, because I've never seen The Last Unicorn, and I've only recently started exploring it. I still remember the theme song. The theme song was pretty popular back in the 80s, and I just remember hearing it time and time again. And but I never saw the film. I think the reason I heard it is because my friend John kept singing it. Yeah, if that made any sense. Like me, John was a weird kid. Yeah, he just liked all kinds of weird shit. And we're just both different. But, yeah, I think I'm going to watch The Last Unicorn tonight. Have y'all seen it? Because I didn't realize it. It's got an average of it's got a rating of 4.8 stars on Amazon Prime, where you can view it for free if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. I'll just clear that off there. Michael Petrino, wrist check. What, you mean my... What? I've got beads on, I've got my tag, and I've got my hair tie. Yeah, I'm finding that I went back in and I listened to the audio on my video before, and if I turn up the volume any more, then it winds up just blowing out the microphone. So everybody else seems to be okay with it. It seems like the people who aren't okay with it are few and far between, so I would just ask that if it seems low to you, go ahead and raise the volume. In reality, if you're listening to something, if you're recording something, then you should be, when you have it cranked all the way up, then it shouldn't be blowing anything out. You really should be able to just turn the volume, if not all the way up, then almost all the way up, and have everything just sound relatively normal. You don't want it to be blowing speakers or anything like that. You don't want that amount of power going through your shit. If usually you have to turn things down to like midway or lower to listen to it, then probably somebody was blowing out their audio when they recorded it. So yeah, just go ahead and try that and see if it works. But you're the first person, as far as I can tell, that's actually said the audio's quiet this time, so I'm comfortable with that. It really did sound bad when I turned it up last week. Yeah. Wrist check. So yeah, it's the... God, I can't even remember which Tag Heuer I've got. Some Tag fan. It was a gift. I'm assuming you're talking about age. Yeah. Yeah, kids, it's coming faster than you think. You're going to be exactly where I am right now, all confused, wondering where your youth went, and like, how the fuck am I 51 years old, almost 52 now, and still single, and, well, single again, and, yeah, and it's fucking weird, because, like, dating at this age, I'm not into it. I think you get to this age and you're just like, nope, thanks, I'm done. I'm comfortable with myself now, and that's exactly all that I want to be. Is I just want to be comfortable with myself. Yeah. I'm kind of comfortable with that. That's another part of this whole long hair and beard thing, is the whole wizard look. Yeah, it's even if I'm just faking the wisdom that comes with this appearance, it's okay, you know. It's I'm owning it. I'm straight up owning my age at this point, while at the same time, in some level, just being uncomfortable with the fact that, you know, I'm no longer young, thin, and cool. Although some would argue, I've heard people tell me that I'm cool. I question their coolness. I'm looking at many of you out there right now. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for jumping in. Okay. Yeah. I've talked about this too. The whole thing about Love and Thunder that I really needed to figure out before I was able to really understand it was the reveal. The reveal for this doesn't really happen until the end, but you know that Korg is the one doing the narration at the beginning of the film, and I think that pops up on occasion. Every so often they do like a reboot. Here's the story of I can't do a Taika Waititi impression or a New Zealand accent to save my life, but it's the whole movie is being narrated by Korg. He's telling the myth of Love and Thunder to a group of children. So when you factor that into your understanding of the film and the nature of the narrative, then it goes a long way towards explaining, oh, that's why the movie is the way that it is. And to those out there who are just like, well, that's not what I wanted. All right, then go out and make the Thor film that you wanted. First of all, good luck with that. And two, you know, there's a Thor film out there for you. I don't care if it's an Avengers movie. You know, there's got to be something out there that was made for you that's the Thor that you wanted to see. Go watch that again. But characters like Thor are just far too broad. Their mythology too vast and far-reaching in terms of the history of it all. There are just so many different elements to draw from. That's why he keeps evolving and changing. Even just his appearance keeps changing throughout the course of all the different Marvel films, because he's existed in so many forms throughout the years. We even get like, and this is something that came along recently with Jason Aaron at the helm, but we even get like big dumb brutish Thor. You know, that's the Thor that we saw with I guess that became a thing with Ragnarok and kind of continued through Love and Thunder. I mean, he's heroic and tall and manly and whatnot for a good chunk of it all, but every so often he just becomes this like oaf, which he should be. That's how he was in the mythology. Yeah. I'm rambling again. I shouldn't ramble. That's when I get in trouble. Oh yeah, dude, that's exciting. Yeah, that's really exciting. I saw that too, and I was like, and my first thought, of course, was all the people out there saying, just, well, for lack of a better word, just bitching about it. Like, look, they'll get to it. I've had a lot of time to think about this, and I'm not privy to Sideshow's sideshows. I'm privy to something sideshow, but not much. But I'm not privy at all to Hot Toys and their decisions that go into their release schedule. Not privy to it at all. But it seems to me, based on what I'm seeing being released, like at a fever pitch, we're seeing all this stuff from the TV series, from Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're seeing stuff from Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. That seems to be the priority right now. Also, since they released the final season of Clone Wars, we're also seeing a lot of stuff from Clone Wars. Yes. That being said, all that stuff from the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy that everybody's clamoring for. Screw you, Hot Toys. Why are we getting Why are we getting this? You owe us this. You got to give us this. Give us this. Give. Shut up. You sound like you're fucking 5. The entitlement. Swear to God. They're playing the long game. They're not going to churn out all these figures in the next year. They're not going to churn out all these figures in the next 2 years. They may not even churn them out in the next 5 years. They're playing the long game. They want to be around for a while. So they're pumping out the stuff that may not be in demand in a year or two. Things like Artillery Stormtrooper. Yeah. Stormtrooper Commander. Just incidental troopers from the most popular shows right now. They're putting those things out while they're hot. Smart. Return of the Jedi Han. I don't care when they release that. It's gonna make a mint. And they're gonna be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And in that time, while they're waiting, the technology's getting better. Their understanding of the craft that they participate in is getting better. So by the time we actually see the pre-release of a Han Solo figure from Return of the Jedi, and that's just one example. There are so many. By the time we see that from Hot Toys, it's gonna be amazing. So with all that in mind, I can wait. I can straight up wait. Don't care. Yeah, keep giving me. Look, I did it. Yeah, keep making these figures from the Mandalorian and from Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett and what have you. We're gonna have figures from Ahsoka. Yeah, pretty soon that's gonna take over, and some of this Jedi stuff and some of this prequel stuff is gonna get pushed even further back. But right now, getting back to the original source of the subject matter, right now we're seeing a bit of a lull in all these other figures. So they're like, okay, man, let's push some stuff from Episode 2, which is my favorite prequel. It's true, and it's gonna be amazing. I mean, seriously. I'm gonna have a freaking super battle droid in my collection. I'm gonna have a Padawan Anakin Skywalker in my collection. Probably even a Padme. I don't know. What else? Oh, but above all, I'm gonna have a freaking Mace Windu in my collection. Oh God! Oh my God! I can't believe how excited I am about that. Yeah, I've been aching for a Hot Toys Mace Windu for so long. I just can't get over it. I'm so excited. Oh, it's in Sunset Hills? Yeah, I'm not going there. Did it not age well? All right, that's my concern. That's kind of my concern. So what I'm going to do, Steve, is I'm going to go into it just trying to appreciate the art of it. Because what I've seen of it is pretty cool. So I'm just going to go into it, just kind of divorce myself from the childishness of it. I'm guessing that's part of the issue. Because there are movies from the 80s that I've gone back to try to watch that I haven't seen since the 80s or 90s. And same experience. So yeah, I'm just going to go in and... Hey, Matt, I actually just leaned in and actually got close to my microphone. Does that help with the audio? Because I was sitting pretty far back. That might have had something to do with it. Mostly because I want to show off my Lion Cat t-shirt. Let's clear the way. Yeah. I need to catch up. I am so far behind on Saga. It's unforgivable. I think I'm only like... I think the last issue I read was issue 20. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect it to still be going. I thought it would end sooner and I would be able to just binge it. But I've been waiting for a really, really long time. Oh. Oof. I just ordered a Dark Crystal art book. 2 of them, actually. Yeah, I'm not going there. Why do I hate Lindbergh so much? I don't know. I don't know, Matt. I just do. I just do. There are parts of Lindbergh that are okay. Ronnie's Plaza is all right. I like that. But I don't know. It just seems like there's just so much canned. I feel like there's just so many corporate themed restaurants there, for instance. And while Ronnie's Plaza used to be my go-to movie site, there's just so many damn high school kids there right now. And the last few times I've been in there, it smelled like a freaking sewer had backed up, or like a rotten fart or something. So I just don't want to deal with that. I go to DePere now. Have you been? Okay, that's cool. Oh, I've never seen The Sword and the Sorcerer. Is that the one that's based on the Lloyd Alexander series? No, that's the Black Cauldron. Okay, I've never seen Sword and the Sorcerer, and I've never seen the Black Cauldron, mostly because when I found out that they didn't do the whole series, I was like, well, what's the freaking point? Even then, it was a big deal for me to be able to wrap everything up. Yeah, but did you see the Age of Resistance? The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I've just been doing a deep dive into the decision by Netflix and that's part of the reason why I'm so happy with Mike Flanagan for kicking Netflix to the curb, because I'm just so sick of their shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of. It is a big deal to take the time out of your life, 8 to 10 episodes, 6 to 10 episodes, that's 6 to 10 hours of your life, to become invested in a show and really develop a love for it, only to have it yanked out from under because it didn't meet some bullshit metric. There's a lot of people out there. I mean, and it took them so long to greenlight a season 2 of Sandman, which I kind of get because it was expensive to make. But there was room out there for the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance to get a second season. I'm convinced of it. And it just bugs me. It bugs me a lot. And I know I can't be the only one. There have to be a lot of people out there who have been left disappointed by the shitty calls that Netflix makes regarding second seasons and cancellations and whatnot. And I get that I'm violating one of my own principles, of that being that, dude, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You know, I talk about that in terms of like my employer and other six scale companies out there, and it's true. But you know, I just don't know. Oh, dude, I didn't even know you were here. If you go back and watch the rest of it, then you need to hear this, because I saw one of your comments on one of the videos that I made for Sideshow, and dude, that was one of the kindest comments that I've ever received. You know the one I mean, and you've got to know the one I mean. Maybe not. Maybe you've left more than I think you have, but yeah, it's yeah, that was really awesome. Thank you, and thank you to. I have been noticing that a lot of you who are in this chat frequently have been commenting, leaving a lot of positive comments on the videos that I do with Sideshow, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm so wise at playing with toys. It's true. Dude, I keep forgetting that you're almost as old as me. You just have this youthful quality to you that shines through even when I'm in your presence. I mean, it's you just come off as much younger than you are. Keep that up. I'm gonna hang on a second. Composition issues. There we go. That's better. So happy birthday early to Harold Green. Darth Batman. Yeah, it really, really was. I've gone back and watched those last 4 episodes so many times. Talking toys, I'm just going to interrupt again, but this is a big week for me. I have so much stuff coming in. I finally said, okay, yeah, send me some things. I'm getting Captain Vaughn, and I'm getting Bo-Katan, which I've already had those in the house, obviously, which is cool because I know how badly I wanted to have them in the house. Permanent, like, not just temporarily, not just long enough to do a video for my employer, but also to just have them, and damn, they're great figures. So I'm really, really stoked. Those are on the way. They should be here. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't think that they left the warehouse yet, so I may not even have them in time for next week's live stream. I'm hoping that I do. I'm hoping to be able to play with them live with you guys. I'm hoping they show up on Friday, and that I can, you know, convince myself not to open them until Saturday morning. But we'll see. So yeah, that's coming, and then I don't know what they are yet, but I know that I've got some more stuff coming to me, and that probably won't get here until the following week. But yeah, pretty jazzed. What else did I order? I've got books coming in. Omnibus of the War of the Bounty Hunters. Yeah, the War of the Bounty Hunters Omnibus is shipping out. It's already shipping to Monday. I think Tuesday is the release date for it. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Book of the Bounty Hunters is the series from Marvel Comics that gave us the black suited Boba Fett, the arena suit Boba Fett that is currently commanding top dollar from on eBay, especially if you had the restraint necessary that it took not to open it. I don't have such restraint. Sideshow, fellow Sideshow employee texted me, mad because I didn't let her know that I was in town last week. Yeah, I was just there for like legitimately flew in. I was on deadline for Sideshow stuff. I worked 16 hours a day for Sideshow on Monday and Tuesday of last week, and went to bed at like 4:30 in the morning on Wednesday morning. Had a flight scheduled for 7:30. I'm like, no way I'm making that. So I was able to push the flight back until later in the afternoon. Was finally able to get to Ventura. I landed in LA, got my rental car, and drove up to Ventura where I was staying. And I got up there like 10:30 at night, exhausted. Drove all the way from LAX to Ventura without my headlights on. That's like 60 miles with no headlights on. Yeah. On California freeways. And I slept until like 2:30 in the morning, which is no shock. That was local time. I typically start waking up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning here. It is a shock because I had only had 2 hours of sleep the night before or something like that. And on the way out, I met a Disney Imagineer. Sat next to a Disney Imagineer on a plane, and that was fun to talk to her. And so I woke up, went to my house in Ventura because I had to paint a room. A tenant had moved out, and they wanted to charge me $2,000 to paint what amounts to a small bedroom, basically, and a small bathroom in that house. And I was like, nah, I have this thing called free air travel. So I just flew out there and I did it myself. While I was prepping, I was talking on the phone to Guy, pretending that I have I told you guys this? I feel like I've told you all this. I think there are elements that I haven't told. I was just talking to a guy pretending that, yeah, man, I'm in St. Louis. Yeah, we're getting rain here too. That's weird. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, so yeah, I was only there for like 24 hours, basically. Long story short, 36 hours, maybe, give or take. Yeah, landed at like 7 in the evening on Tuesday and flew out at 5:30 in the morning on Thursday. So that was a fast turnaround. Don't want to do that too many more times. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. And, it's going to happen. But they've got more timely things to do. We've already been waiting since 1980 for a Bespin Han Solo. That's in the long enough timeline, percentage-wise, another year or two to wait for that while they crank out the more currently relevant shit. It makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense. They're making the right call, and I understand that people are frustrated and they really, really, really want this stuff. And they want it now. And the passion, without the passion that 6-scale collectors have, I would probably not have a job. Because my passion went a long way towards scoring me this job that I have a Sideshow. But also the passion of 6-scale collectors is what keeps them coming back to the yard and buying more stuff. So, yeah, keep bringing that passion. But kind of tone down the hate a little bit, because there are reasons why it's not happening on a timetable that suits you. Not to brag. Okay, I'm bragging. I got the full set. The Sideshow full set. And I should probably sell them. Because they're in boxes, and they're not doing anybody any good in boxes. It's just the funniest thing, man. It's just the funniest thing. Hot Toys still owes us this. Hot Toys still owes us that. I don't know why in my mind, you know, collectors speak with a terrible British accent. They just do. Yeah, it's... I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. I don't... There's no such thing as an emergency collectible. I've got so many great things here, you know? And I'm just content. I know, I'm going to be... Am I going to be more content once I have Mace Windu on, in my D-top? Hell to the yeah. Yeah, you bet your ass I will. It's going to be amazing. But, I'm like, yeah, all right. Take your time, do a good job. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I think I gave mine away. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess I'll just keep buying trade paperbacks. I haven't bought a floppy coffee in coffee. I haven't bought a floppy coffee. So floppy is a word I never associated with coffee until today. I haven't bought a floppy copy of Saga in months. I haven't been into a comic book shop in months. I wasn't reading them. I have boxes full of comic books that I haven't read. I just kept stacking up. I am not. That is not something that I was able to get into. Wow. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Would that be eBay? How much were they asking, just out of curiosity? And did they get it? That's more important. You can ask all you want for them, but if nobody's willing to pay it, then you're screwed. Yeah, I think we've talked about this. Yeah, I'm there. I'm right there with you now. I am. Yeah, and you can see it's evidenced in my collection. Do I have any OT stuff on display? The only OT anything that I have on display, and that's arguably not OT, is the Darth Vader helmet. That's it. And I think that helmet is actually taken from the sculpt of that one is specific to Revenge of the Sith. Now that I think about it, pretty sure. At least when I look at it, that's what I see. I see that perfectly symmetrical. Because remember, the Vader helmet for the original trilogy was asymmetrical. Because it was sculpted by hand, so obviously it's not going to be symmetrical. But they were able to do it digitally with a digital sculpt, and were able to create a symmetrical helmet for Revenge of the Sith. So that's why, to a lot of people, when they saw Vader's helmet, they were just like, "What's that? I don't understand. I haven't." I'm just kidding. They probably didn't make that face. They were just confused, though. That's the face that the brain makes when it's confused. People don't necessarily make that face. If I get a new Hot Toys figure of Scene 1 and can't sell it, I usually give the old one to one of my friends. Nice of you. That's good of you. Usually that kind of stuff happens when I move and I need to downsize. Actually, that only happened when I was married, and yeah. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's too much. If you're asking more than $2,000 for those 5 figures, then you're insane. Yeah. But again, I'm a fan. I'm going to back up. I'm a fan of the notion that you should be able to ask whatever you want for whatever you want on eBay or any other sale site for your collectibles. Ask whatever you want, and you should be able to do so without being ridiculed for it, and without some ancient freaking YouTuber calling you a lunatic for it. Because, yeah, just I've got a lot of things here that I really, really treasure and I don't want to ever get rid of. But if somebody came to me and said, I'll give you $10,000 for that Thanos on throne, you could bet that Thanos on throne couldn't get packed up quickly enough and be out the door. Seriously, everything's got its price. So what people who are doing that are doing is they're basically saying, yeah, I don't really want to sell my complete set of Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters, but I will for this amount. They know they're not going to get it, and that's part of the game. But that's what they would be willing to part with it for, and people should let them. Ah, that sucks. That sucks. Is Mafex, that's also 12 scale, right? Or was that a 6 scale? Anyway, where are we at? 1010. I've got so much donut here, and all the cherries have fallen off of the cherry tart, and I don't have a fork at hand. Be right back. Didn't go very far into the kitchen. Just grabbed myself the nearest thing I could, which was a paring knife. Not ideal. Might be kind of fun to throw stuff one of these cherries into my custard-filled, chocolate-covered donut. A little experimentation. Anybody grossed out by me eating donuts? If so, too bad. Ah. Metacom did a Forlom? I had no idea. Interesting. Interesting. Hey, you know what I have? An actual 45-year-old Daisy Red Ryder. It's true. Right? Exactly so. If somebody's willing to offer me $3,600 for my complete set of Sideshow bounty hunters, yeah. And they're great. They're so great. Do I have a photo of them? Let's see. Not yet. But I'm going to add one. Let's see. While we're listening to some tunes. Bounty Hunters. Did anybody else get anything new and exciting this week? Or are you all on a buying hiatus because of the holiday season? It feels like we should all be on a buying hiatus for the holiday season. There we go. Let's see, is this it? That is it. Cool. Found it. Okay. All right. Now I got to do that stupid thing where I resize it. There's got to be a better way to do this than what I'm doing. I'm still learning OBS, everybody. I really appreciate everybody showing up here and watching in real time as I fumble my way through this app, this amazing app that allows me to show off my collectibles and my collection, just to have fun with everybody. I think that's everything. There we go. I'm going to turn this off. And here it is. That took far less time than it has before, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the photo. The only photo that I've done of my Sideshow Collectibles Bounty Hunters collection, and I'm just double checking. Yeah, that's the Sideshow version of Boba Fett. So there it is. Boom. That's what they all look like. That is the original. That is not the re-release of IG-88. That is the original IG-88. That is the re-release of Boba Fett. You can tell because he doesn't have high water pants on. And that is also the original release of Bosk. They re-released Bosk with a more screen-accurate head sculpt and a better paint, a more screen-accurate paint job. About a year after this photo was taken. So that's cool. I mean, I think they look amazing. But, thanks, man. That was actually shot. Thanks, Commander Green. That was actually shot at my studio at Sideshow. Yeah. Yeah, really happy with how that turned out. But I think you've all looked at that enough, right? I got a question here from UberDog. Yeah, that'll happen. I'm working on selling the what's it called? Meteora, the Fender Meteora. I've got a couple people willing to give me $3,000 for it, which is $1,000 more than I paid, and it's been selling for between 4 and 5 on Reverb. The last one I saw went for 5,000, or was listed for 5,000, and it's no longer there. So I'll assume that it sold. Anyway, this guitar, the one that's a bit in the background there, this is a Fender American Elite Strat. So it has the Gen 4, I think. Yeah, the Gen 4 noiseless pickups, so that you can like hit this, and then you get different combinations of the single coils in a way that is meant to dusty, kind of dusty, in a way that's meant to I guess silence the 60 cycle hum. I don't know. I never use them. I just kind of go with the regular noisy ones. So yeah, this is one I'm definitely keeping, and I'll probably keep the Ibanez. I've got a Ibanez Prestige S series back there that needs to be restrung badly. Reason I bought this color, the reason I gravitated towards this one, you're not going to believe this, legitimately, is because it reminded me of the paint job on the BMW Z3 that James Bond drove in GoldenEye. That's why I picked my guitar. Oh God. Fanatics got the Steve Rogers and Hydro Stomper. It's shipping to you now? That's cool. That was quick. If you got it from someplace that's not Sideshow, I don't want to know about it. Yeah, we don't like those guys. Huh. Neither can I, Allie. Neither can I. I've definitely put on some pounds since I started doing this. That's not the fault of the weekly donut thing, though. I'm pretty sure that's because of... That's not the weekly donut. That's the nightly milkshake. Yeah, I gotta stop that. Yeah. But, I mean, if I can quit... If I can give up drinking every night, if I can give up cigarettes, then I can definitely give up milkshakes. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. What scale is that? I don't even know. Oh, good for you, dude. How about the detail on that thing? I went in last night before watching my movie, and I actually watched very closely the scenes with Bo-Katan from Mandalorian, and they did such a great job. Now, mind you, I didn't have a figure here with me still to compare it to, but based on my memory of both, because I spent so much time editing that. Of actually having the figure in my hand as well as looking at the figure on my monitor, I'm like, that's a home run. I mean, seriously, since it is shipping in December, I might have to rethink my evaluation that the Boba Fett Deluxe 2-pack is figure of the year. I was stating that for the longest time, but now I'm like, nope, I think that accolade goes to Bo-Katan. Ooh, yeah. Are they like those really super sexy dice that you see advertised on in Facebook ads all the time? They come with like a ebony box, like inscribed ebony box that looks like you stole them from a wizard's lab. Wizards have labs, right? I think wizards have labs. Whoa, look at that! 3-0 Snake Eyes is cool. Awesome. Nice. Somewhere around here, I have the. I have a snake. I have a timber from Sideshow. The Sideshow's timber, the like too small one. Yeah. There's a thing with people with companies that make dioramas that they don't take into account the shrinkage when they're being molded and cast. So you wind up getting dioramas that are actually a little too small to actually be called 6th scale. They're more like 7th or even 8th scale. Frustrating. I heard my phone chime and now I can't see my phone. There it is. Oh, Brandy's sending me photos of her dice, I think. Wow. Yeah, those are cool. I like the font. Yeah, very cool. Crystalline. Yeah, what? I can just see I don't understand. What? Why? That's a terrible impression of Keith Lee, everybody. That's not how he acts. Is it? Unless it is. Talk, Allie. Let us know. Oh. I'm so telling him. I'm going to text him right now. I'm just kidding. I can't text him. I don't have his phone number. Wow, man. I've really slid back here. Nothing 6 skill. Oh, you do run 1/12 wrestling figures. That's fun. My buddy Scott, who's not in the chats today. Oh, love this track. I'm going to turn it up. Spore Titan by ELFL. You've heard me talk about ELFL before. Great band. Well, I guess they're just an act, because I think it's just one guy. That color is awesome. Which color? Oh, the guitar. Man, I'm catching up. Wow. Yeah, that is definitely a slippery slope, my friend. Oh, dude. I remember, I don't even know how this happened, but my wife came into my office one time and she looked over and she saw this stack of 5 guitar cases leaning up against the counter, and I'm just like, and she was just like, "How many guitars do you have?" I'm like, 4 and a bass. What? I'm not hiding them. There they are, hanging on the wall. It's like, I was just so baffled. She's such a weird chick. You're a TN fan. Duh. Yeah, I totally put 2 together. I knew who you were, dude. Yeah, and that's why I was kind of baffled. I'm like, because that's a pretty quick pickup. But then that's happening more and more these days. So I'm less surprised that you're going to pick it up than I would have been, like, say, 6 months ago, when there was still a significant lag between first look reveals and shipping from Sideshow. I'm not sure what changed to facilitate this rapid turnaround now. It seems like Hot Toys and Sideshow is releasing stuff, more frequently releasing stuff concurrently at the same time in China and in the States. I don't know whose idea that was. It's a great one. I support it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Unfortunately, those of us who experience prototypes only experience them through the lens of whatever photographer is doing the work for Hot Toys. So if there's something that wasn't addressed with proper lighting during the photographic process, then we're not going to get a really solid depiction of what the figure looks like, and that could explain it. But then again, as we've seen with companies like X06, there is frequently opportunity to further develop a figure beyond the prototype while it's in production. And I mean, obviously X06 is the most vocal about that because Schubert doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I'll tell you everything, man. I'll tell you when I think something sucks. And I'll tell you that I'm going to make it better. Yeah. That's not a tactic that most 6-scale companies would use. And you got to admire it. You got to admire it. The guy's confident. He's like, yeah, man. He doesn't try to bullshit people. Night of Ren is here. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Never worry about that, man. You know, come on. As heavily as I am against spoilers, never gonna happen. I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, I feel like I've picked up everything that's in stock that I want. And in fact, BOGO came along and I was just like, oh, I've got that. Yeah. The only thing I could have done with BOGO would have been like to acquire multiple Tusken Raiders, for instance, or Stormtroopers or what have you. Like, I'm guessing, yeah, for anybody who was after Stormtroopers but didn't get on board, I mean, you could very easily have BOGO'd a Stormtrooper Commander or 2 or 4 or whatever, and just had some pretty cheap Stormtroopers. Just take that pauldron off and you're good to go. And you get the awesome shotgun, the shotty. No, I didn't send it to Brandy, but I did show her. I did show it to her on my phone. Held it up, like she got to see it like this. Yeah. And again, I'm fully clothed in that, by the way. Just so I don't want to start any rumors. There's no nudity in this photo of me with the 1/6 DeLorean. It's just I wasn't aware of the optics. Yeah, I was just looking at I was just shopping for Transformers stuff this morning. Like the first thing I did when I got out of bed was go to Sideshow's site and do a search for Transformers. For people who are into that small size MDLX, I think they're great, man. I mean, I've had my hands on one. Won't tell that story. And I'm like, yeah, I could see somebody being into this. I mean, it's not my jam. And obviously I'm all about the DLX. Here's my, should I do this? Oh man, I'm really nervous. Everything is so specifically arrayed on that shelf back there to my left. But yeah, here's, like, look at this. Look at how cool these are. You know? I mean, amazing, amazing work. And the articulation is just, the range of motion on these things is just amazing. Love it. Love them. This is from War for Cybertron, the version from War for Cybertron. But they've got them for, they've got up for pre-order now. You can get Megatron from Dark of the Moon. No, not Dark of the Moon. The second one. What was the second one? Fuck! I hate not being able to think of things. Yeah, I saw that they showed. I think that's what prompted it, Steve. I think that's what prompted my search for Transformer stuff. I saw that they'd done a Starscream thing, and then I also saw that they were doing the that they'd announced the Megatron, and I'm like, that's a really. I mean, it's not. This is Megatron, straight up. This is Megatron. When you think Megatron, this is what you think. But that design for Megatron in Revenge of the Fallen is the name I couldn't think of before. Thank you, Night of Red. Good one. Thank you. I caught that as soon as I said it. But the design on that is just amazing, and it has like 54 points of articulation. Come on, that's almost twice as many as your average 6-scale figure. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, I'm gonna order it. Don't judge me. It's true. Hey, John. Oh, God. What do I do for dust control? Oh, yeah, I was going to break out my, shit. Yeah, no false advertising here, everybody. Keith, thank you for that question. It's a very great segue into my everyday carry. I think I broke this thing out once before on the show, but I've been getting a lot of questions about it in like private messages and such, like, hey, what do you use for this? What do you use for that? So this is a kit. It's a tool roll that I bought from a company called Lockbee. See if I can get that in focus there for you all. But Lockbee's thing is journaling. They sell like journals, and like I actually have a journal by them. My journal is a Lockbee journal, and you can see, like, here it is. It's waxed canvas. Open it up. You can strap in however many. Like you can see that I've actually got. This is a Lockbee a thing of journal that you can buy. You can buy just little segments of these, however many you want to fill in there. You can see that I've also got a Moleskine in there, so that's cool. And it even has places over here for credit cards, business cards, what have you. I guess they also specialize in calligraphy pins and just like the kind of, what do you call those pins with the nibs that you have to like feed ink into, like little ink cartridges. They've got those, but you can keep like spare nibs in there, I guess, or something like that. And then back here, of course, there's just a little sleeve that you can throw little incidentals into. But I love Lockbee. I think they're a great company. I don't get paid for them for any of this promotional stuff that I'm doing here. I'm not really promoting. I'm just talking about it. But they also make this, and it's meant to be for different pins for calligraphers and whatnot. It's a tool for artists to keep all their cool shit in. And you can see that I've got a bunch of stuff here in the little straps, including this is a box cutter, very important when opening boxes. Not sure if you were aware. What's that doing in there? This is a wine opener. I no longer need that in my everyday carry, so I can get rid of that. That opens up another opportunity. But you can see I've also got. Let's go ahead and get this up front here. So here we've got a makeup brush. This is one of the things that I use for cleaning my my figures, and I have several different sizes of them. I only keep the big one in the everyday carry because that just covers all the bases. Then of course I've got I'm going backwards here because everything's mirrored. But then I've got just a couple writing implements, a Sharpie that I can use for various things. This is critical for various things that I do. It's basically, you can use it to weather things. You can use it to file down bits that might just be showing a little bit too much, plastic bits that might have broken off. I need more of these in here. They're all currently not living, but these are tweezers. I have so many different kinds of tweezers. If you're a 6 scale collector and you don't have any tweezers in your arsenal, then you need to rethink your life. This is called a pin vise, and it currently has nothing in it. But what this basically is a hand drill. You can kind of see where the drill bit would go there. So you would I use this for. Raise your hand if you've ever broken off a wrist peg in a figure. That's what I use to core out when that little bit that gets left behind in the arm, and you're just like, oh Christ, how am I going to get that out of there? That's how. I actually have a video on how to do that. I should have picked up the link for it. But a video on how to fix a broken wrist peg when the remainder of the wrist peg is still lodged in the arm of the figure on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down in the comments after this video goes live. And then of course there's also a little X-Acto knife kind of a thing here. Other things that I carry, there are also some sleeves back here. I've got a little notepad in case I need to make notes about something. There's also behind here, what do I have here? There's armature wire. I carry around some armature wire in there. Reason for that is occasionally you might have a cape that you want to pose but isn't wired. So I rig up some wiring for it using that. Sprue cutters or wire cutters, whatever these are. What's down here? Silica gel. Got to keep that shit dry. I also usually have some. I'm trying to find it, but apparently I've taken it out and was using it someplace else. But I also typically have some museum putty in there for temporary holds. Like if something breaks or falls off and or something's just having a hard time staying still, then I'll just put a little dab of museum putty on it. It doesn't work long term. Museum putty is a slave to gravity. You think it's going to be okay, but that shit is slowly working its way down. I don't care how small of a bit that you're using, and eventually it's going to whatever you're using to hold it is going to fall off. So only use that for a long-term thing if it's going to be horizontal. It's museum putty. It's meant to basically hold things in place on a level surface for an extended period of time and keep it from falling off in the event of an earthquake or some other, meteor strike. I don't know, nuclear blast, what have you. Other things that I keep in here include, my precision screwdriver. That's essential. Tiny little pair of scissors. Another one of the aforementioned makeup brushes. This one's for detail work, obviously. Is that going to focus? Focus! Channeling Polly here. I was just bragging about the Nikon's ability to focus, and I always keep a hair tie. In case, just in case. Oh look, another makeup brush. The lightning cable adapter. Oh, another makeup brush, only it's a switchblade. Right, cool. Can't tell that I was married to a Sephora regional manager, district manager, whatever. She's probably regional by now. All that woman cares about is work. That's what it takes. You gotta be a workaholic to get anywhere in life. Got so many donuts left. I'm not gonna get these eaten. And it's already 10:34. Where was I? Oh, Steve Nara saw that video. Really? That's cool. So coincidentally, you happen to have just watched that video. Awesome. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Pin vices are great little tools, man. A guy that worked at Sideshow named Jesse helped me out with that. Taught me how to do that. It's really cool because I kept breaking wrist pegs in photography, and having the development team fix it, and they were just like, we're going to show you how to do this so you don't bother us anymore, kid. I'm like, all right, that'll work. That would be interesting. What I would like to see, okay, this would be cool though. Ravage, not in the DLX scale, because we've got Ravage in DLX scale with Soundwave, but Ravage in DLX scale with not DLX, just like in a regular scale, like a Ravage this big, right? Like the same size of a DLX figure, but obviously not in the same scale. Yeah, just I would just love to have a full-on Ravage figure of this size when it's folded. So when it folded out, it would be like this size. Oh, I'm getting all excited. Yeah, that is indeed a utility belt. Yeah. Oh, now Steve's talking, man. Yeah, get the 4-pack. Rumble Frenzy and Laserbeak. Yeah, the bag's cool. Again, it's and hopefully they're probably sold out. Lockbee goes with all their stuff. They go through long periods of being out of stock. I think it's a funding issue for them. Maybe they just need to like manage their money better. I'm not sure. Lockbee, Lochby. Check them out. They got some really cool stuff. Yeah, Tien. That's yeah. Another bite of donut. Fuck. I need a bib. Who makes that? Is that a Hasbro thing? Here's the thing. My Transformers fandom pre-1999 or whenever the hell that movie came out is yeah, you're old. My Transformers fandom before the movies came out was limited to the comic book, the Marvel comic book that was out in the 80s, I think it was. Yeah, I think so. And that was really, really good. There was great artwork going on there. The covers were amazing. Entirely too short-lived for my taste. I think I started out collecting comic books because of Hasbro. I mean, it was G.I. Joe was my first comic book that I collected, and Transformers followed a short while later, whenever the hell that was. Okay, all right, just so everybody else can see it, who's not actually following the chats. But so I didn't get into the toys. I mean, I looked at them from a distance, and I was like, yeah, man, that's really, really cool. If I was 5 years younger, I'd be all over that like hair on a gorilla. But I didn't get into buying them. My money was, first of all, I didn't have any money. I was pretty poor as a kid. In fact, psychologically, I feel like this whole obsession with buying toys now in adulthood has something to do with me feeling like I missed out on getting all the toys that I wanted to get when I was a kid. Raise your hand if you feel the same way. So yeah, that was really my only exposure to Transformers all the way through the 90s. And again, I'd walk through a toy store and I'd see them and I'd just be like, yeah, cool. But I missed out on like the animated series. I missed out on the movie, all that stuff. I didn't have any notion of the lore outside of what I read in the comic book, which probably made me easy prey for Michael Bay once the Transformers movie came out under his helmage, and because I adored it. I adored it. Watched it again recently, and it doesn't hold up. It was actually kind of painful. I was a little bit embarrassed for having loved it so much. That being said, I'd also had an opportunity recently to rewatch The Last Night, and I remember hating that movie when I first saw it. In fact, I may have seen it in theaters and just been like, ugh. But I watched it again the other night, and I loved it. I think it's fantastic. It's great, great fun. And it's got me wanting to rewatch other Transformers movies. Like I legitimately want to take a weekend and do like a Transformers movie marathon, live action. I can sense somebody out there is already wanting to send me a suggestion in the chats that I should go back and watch the animated series. It's not gonna happen. Like, not gonna happen. It's one. I feel like the animated series is something that I probably would have been into back when I was younger, but too much time has passed and too many other things have happened. And I can tell you right now that I just happen to. There we go, Keith Lee. Yep. And actually, I was thinking Keith Lee is probably going to tell me to do this, but it's not going to happen. I've got too many other things on my plate right now to go back and revisit something that I didn't deem worth watching even when it first came out. So I have an immense love for Transformers as a concept, and even as the films and the animated series that just came out, the War for Cybertron animated series. I think it's amazing. But that's really the limit of it, and I think that's all it needs to be. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to have the rest. Yeah. I'm guessing, Lord Rifa, that you are backing up Keith Lee on that one. God, how have I not finished this amazing cherry cheesecake tart? Yeah, Tien. Yeah, same. I don't know what P1 is. I don't know what P1 is, but yeah, 3-0 really brought it home for me. I think that was the first Prime 1. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, again, I've said it before. I'm not a fan of Prime 1. It's just too big, you know. Do some cool stuff, sure, but I just can't fit it anywhere. Like, I can fit 3 premium formats in the space of 1 Prime 1 figure. But God, I want to say, didn't Sideshow do some Transformers stuff back in the day? Maybe I'm not remembering that right. I don't know. I didn't mean any disrespect there. I hope that didn't come off as disrespectful. Yes, exactly, and I get that. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm like, what, I even knew that watching the original Transformers movie. I'm like, oh god, original Transformers fans are gonna hate the look of that Megatron, and they did. I think a lot of them even hated the look of Optimus Prime, which I thought was fine. The fact of the matter is that that semi truck, that Mack truck that Optimus was based on back in the day, those don't exist anymore. They don't make them like that anymore. So short of just doing like some sort of period piece, which they did with Bumblebee, and it was amazing. Short of doing a period piece, you're gonna have to make some adjustments. Did Hot Toys do an Optimus Prime? How do I forget that? Why am I itchy? I don't know if I mentioned this, but I also gave up heroin. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm going to skip this song because it's way too bouncy for my mood right now. Oh, it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, I liked that a lot. PCS. There's a company that's been through some name changes. I kind of like what they're doing with their marketing now. I like that rebrand. Gone from Pop Culture Shock to Premium Collectible Studios. That shows a lot of maturity. Ha! Oh. Humidifier was off. Yeah. It's dry in here. My heater dries the hell out of this place. It's amazing. All right, so where are we at here? Getting ready to wrap this up here in the next 15 minutes because I do try to keep this thing under 2 hours. And I need deodorant. like, if there's a way that you could like put my armpit up to a microphone and expose you all to this, I would. Oh god, I'm 12. Yeah, I'm okay. I made some notes, things that I might be willing to discuss. And I've discussed everything that I wanted to discuss except for Willow. And I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to watch any more Willow episodes. I don't know who it's for, but it's not for me. So, yeah. Which is fine, because I've still got to watch 1899, which looks amazing. Anybody out there watch that? Because that's definitely something that I think, oh, yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. It revealed nothing. I mean, obviously we're gonna have some episodes with Cody, or at least an episode with Cody in it. I saw somebody speculating that that's not going to end well. I don't watch a lot of channels on YouTube about speculation. I've thought, okay, my gut reaction to those was avoid, because it's just people pretending like they know what they're talking about when they really don't have any idea what they're talking about. Indeed. And then recently I just started caving, and I was like, all right, I'm going to check this out. And I was proven right 100%. It's nobody has any insight. They're just speculating, and that's fine. I just don't want to be a part of it. But one of the ones that I still get the videos recommended to me, so I see the thumbnails. And one of the ones that I saw was that the suggestion that whatever we're going to experience with Cody is not going to end well. All right, maybe I'll grant you that. You got a 50% chance of being right. It's like one of those things. Like, all right, I'm just going to throw this out there, and if I'm right, then hey, I called it. If I'm not right, then well, I can explain it away some other way. That's another thing. It's just like all these clickbait channels. I don't care anymore. Try to avoid that. I'm just going to be happy to see Cody again, just to see, because it will be kind of nice to see where his story goes. And that's the other thing. It's like on a long enough timeline, nobody's story ends well, right? I mean, eventually there's going to be a tragic ending to Captain Rex. How does Ahsoka's life end? Man, this has really turned into Club 6 scale. Not sure how I feel about it. Anyway, I think we've reached the end. Other than to say I found these recently. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. These are old school and Novos patches. Get a little closer on them there just so you can see the amazing detail. And when I bought them, I was too late to get the actual flight jacket from a Novos from Battlestar Galactica. So I have to figure out. Yes, Brandy Wood says it best. I need to figure out what bomber jacket that I should get to go with those patches. So that's what I'm going to be shopping for with my Christmas cash. This bomber jacket for my Battlestar Galactica patches. I also have. It's on the guitar strap for my from my Fender Meteora, but I also have the Viper wing pin, the Viper wings. Yeah, I think they get worn on the collar. I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. You got me there. Happy endings only happen when you know where to stop the story. Paraphrasing Neil Gaiman, I think very good Brandy Woods, and I think that's also the perfect note to end this live stream on. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much to both Anthony and Keith for contributing to the channel via the super chats. I also have a list of other people who have contributed recently. I'm just going to go ahead and drop this out there but Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated, TK421, Holly West, Keith Lee, Figure Posing Channel, to you guys again. Lane Kramer has donated, and so has Kumar. Yeah, and if I've left anybody out, it's not intentional. It's just sometimes these things slide by so quickly that I don't notice them. I did notice today though that there's also a little bit of a notification that happens up at the top there to let me know when that happens. So I'll be paying more attention to that. So thank you so much for contributing. That ensures that we have this really crazy dance music to listen to. Let's skip that. Let's skip that and move on to the end. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll be back next week. Until then, everybody. Wait, what? It's like everybody starts throwing out interesting comments right when I'm getting ready to end the channel, end the show. Anyway, I'm just gonna let those comments go, and I'm just gonna quietly walk away here. Everybody, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, be good to your plastic.